Please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who is going to challenge the Pope's authority for the very first time? Please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who is going to challenge the Pope's authority for the first time? Who is it, Will?
Henry IV.
Henry IV. On your whiteboard, who is the Pope that will be challenged for the first time by Henry IV? Good. What is it? Abby? Gregory VII. On your whiteboard, please tell me please tell me, the Normans are going to conquer 3 regions. What are those 3 regions? What are those 3 regions called? If you don't know, you should probably look at your notes. Good. Grace, what are they?
England, Italy,
What part of Italy, though?
North.
Southern Italy. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who is going to start the Holy Roman Empire? Good. Who is it, Ripke? Otto the First. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of... Sorry, I'm not doing anything but helping you. I'm looking at the actual test for tomorrow. So if there's a delay, it's not because I'm being rude. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who is going to spread around the Knights' beliefs and stuff like that and support this new system of manners and all that stuff? Who's going to be spreading that lore of the Middle Ages and knights and all that stuff? Good. You have a name. Sylvia.
Troubadours.
Troubadours. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is going to recreate a centralized imperial rule. It's going to be started by Otto the First. A centralized imperial rule. It's going to be started by Otto the First. Because if you know what Otto the First started, then you know the answer. If I'm saying it's a recreated centralized imperial rule, you think that's probably important? Yeah, Abby, what did he start? I'm sorry, you. She's the imposter, yes. That's right. Why the hell would you two sit together?
The Holy Roman Empire.
Holy Roman Empire. On your whiteboard, in 1066, William of Normandy conquered what? Good. George, England. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is, with the High Middle Ages, which is the current time we are, people are moving where for the first time? What do we call that? People are moving where and doing what for the first time in a major way? Good, I got 1, 2. You can't be proud of that, Dom. You can't be proud. You're you. What is it, Dom? Urbanization. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is... please tell me, what is the central part of feudalism? This is where the Lord lives. What is it called? It is a self-sufficient farming place. What is it called? We talked about it. I flew through it the other day. They live on a what, people? No. That's it. It's a manor, by the way. Manners. Lords live on a manor. We talked about it really quick. All right, here we go. I got to get through a lot of America. So we're going to hit a lot of America real quick, but we got to finish up our Crusades. All right, so Crusades. The Crusades are really going to support a group called the Templars. The Templars are going to rise into power during this time. Muslims are going to invade Christian lands, and that is exactly why the Muslims are going to start why the Christians are going to be called Pope Urban II. Pope Urban II is a name you need to know, because I'll tell you in some way you'll be writing that name down somewhere in your essays. Pope Urban II calls for Christians to liberate Jerusalem in 1095, and he uses the famous quote, "God wills it." And that'll be the justification. If you've ever seen Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom, it's actually like a really great movie. They talk about the Second Crusade. Okay? So, after the First Crusade, so I'm in the third column at the very top. The Crusades. The First Crusade is the only successful crusade for Christians. The First Crusade, European Crusaders go into Jerusalem. They kick out the Muslims. They hang them. They hang them over the walls of Jerusalem. They cut them open, allow their guts to fall to the ground, and that's how they purge the city of Muslims. Okay? So they did this first. They are going to lose Jerusalem to a guy named Salah ad-Din. Salah ad-Din is going to retake Jerusalem after the First Crusade. So, Muslims take Jerusalem. Pope Urban II calls for the First Crusade. The Crusaders come from Europe, land in the Holy Land. They defeat the Muslims and kick them out of the city. Okay? Within 100 years, the Muslims take back the city under a guy named Salah ad-Din. Salah ad-Din is one of the greatest Muslim leaders and military minds of all time. He is going to take the land, confiscate it, and he's going to hold it. The reason why the Muslims dominate the Middle East is because Salah ad-Din was such an effective ruler. So a huge deal. He's going to come in, knock everyone out about 100 years after the First Crusade. Okay? The subsequent popes, are going to call for a Second and Third Crusade. Nothing really happens except the Muslims are winning, and they're just adding to their territory. The Fourth Crusade is a doozy. The Fourth Crusade. The First Crusade is important because it's the only one Christians are successful in. The Fourth Crusade is important because of the Christians from Europe, so Catholics, are going to sail from Italy. Then they're going to invade Constantinople. And that is the biggest thing that you need to know. They invade Constantinople, and they're going to essentially destroy Constantinople and totally weaken it. Now, the reason why they're going to do it is because, A, they don't agree with the people of Constantinople, okay, because of the issues with the Eastern Orthodox. And they're also incredibly greedy and don't want to pay to port there, so they just go in and steal everything. So, you know. Okay, the consequences of the outcome of the European invasion of Constantinople is that Constantinople is going to fall and be weakened by the Muslims, be weakened by the Seljuk Turks, and eventually fall because of it. Positives from the Crusades. The positives from the Crusades, trade is going to increase significantly. Italians are going to dominate world trade. Okay, so what's going to happen is all of your sailors are going to all of your crusaders are going to get on a boat in Italy. Some of them are getting in Milan, some of them are getting in Genova, and some of them are getting on in Sardinia, which is not Sardinia. There's another port, but Milan is the biggest one. And they're going to get on their ships, and then they're going to sail. The Italians are going to carry the ships all the way over to the Middle East and then drop them off. Okay? If you have a full ship of people who are paying a lot of money to get there, okay, and now you drop them off, does it make any sense to turn right around with an empty ship? No. So what are you going to do? You're going to fill up. You're going to buy a bunch of stuff. So, since they're getting paid to go all the way over there, okay, they pick a bunch of stuff up, so it doesn't really cost them anything because they're getting paid already. They go to the Middle East. They buy a bunch of stuff because they have a bunch of stuff they didn't have, bring it back to Italy, and start selling to the rest of Europe. At this point, Europeans are becoming dependent on pepper, silk, paper. All of this stuff they're going to sell to Europeans at an incredibly high rate, and Europeans want it so bad that they're going to pay whatever price the Italians are doing it. Italians dominate trade. Because of the Crusades, Italy rises to be the dominant trade power of the Mediterranean. Because of that, they can pay for the Renaissance. The Renaissance happens mostly in Italy. All of those amazing buildings, the Vatican explodes, okay? We have all these incredible artists who all they do is literally sit there and paint all day. The reason why they can do it is because merchants have made so much money from the Crusades, they can afford to do it. So it's a huge thing that's going to come out of there. All right, that's your Crusades. So Europeans get Arabic numbers. We used to use Roman numerals. Someone's like, oh my God, Roman numerals are such a pain. They're kind of ineffective because they get really long. Like, look at your Super Bowl insignia. Thank God that's over. They're done with that. This year was the first year they'll go to Arabic numbers. So it's like we had a mini crusade. No? No? All right, fine.
Whoa, they changed the Super Bowl.
I know, what a big deal. Whew. Anyway, so we have the transition of Arabic numbers, we have the inclusion of paper, and the Italians are going to dominate the Mediterranean Sea, which will then finance the Renaissance. Okay, so Michelangelo gets to lie down and paint on the ceiling for a while, make some cool statues. Da Vinci gets paid to travel all around Italy, paid by the Medici family. The Medici family is going to be the cultural center of Italy. They are merchants. They make their money off of the Crusades. Okay? So, big deal. Americas, here we go. So, the first major thing that you do need to know is that in period 3, times are changing, and the first major empire is the Toltecs. Now, the Toltecs are going to be located in central Mexican Valley. They are warriors. That is what they're known for, and eventually they will decline because of internal strife. That's what you need to know about them. They're warriors. Okay? So, the next one is the Mexica. Now, the Mexica are the foundation for the Aztecs. They're the big ones. There's 2 big ones for America that you need to know. The Aztecs, and you need to know the Mexica. The Mexica are the Aztecs. You need to know the Incans and the Aztecs. Those are the 2 big ones you need to know for the Americas. Okay, they're the Mexica, the foundation for the Aztecs. They are going to create floating city of that. I call it Tea City. And that's where I leave it. The floating city of tea. That is what I have for you. It's like really like, I'm not even going to try. So they create a floating city. And how they make it float is they do chinapas. Remember we did a primary source on them? Hello? We saw them and all that stuff. Because of that, they're going to have a huge production of growth of agriculture. And because of that, their population is going to soar. Tea City is going to be the largest city in the world. Bigger than Paris, bigger than any of your Chinese cities. It's going to be bigger than England, London, of course. It's the largest city in the world once it gets going. They are going to dredge soil from the bottom of the lake and use it as fertilizer. Incredibly productive, incredibly fertile. And the population is going to explode. Now, with the chinapas, which you should know, you need to know that the Aztec Empire really is very positive about soldiers. Soldiers are highly, highly respected. If you are a poor kid, just like the Roman Empire, you could advance yourself by being a soldier, and that's a huge component. Women were respected. If you're going to live somewhere during period 3, you want to live with the Aztecs, ladies. The Aztecs are pretty good to you, especially if you have sons who join the military and do well in the military. Then you are going to be highly respected because, like, you created it. Like, so that's kind of cool. So women are treated very, very well by it. Priests are going to be highly respected. There are more priests in the Aztec religion than in any other part of the world. They love their priests. Okay? So they are going to have the most complex society, social structure because of the density of priests they have at the very top. So that makes them really, really unique. Okay? So, one of the big things you definitely need to know is that Calpuli is a communal farming group. Now, communal, typically we think communist. Hello? Everyone works together, all resources pooled. Communist doesn't actually begin until the Industrial Revolution. However, we've seen communal. Remember, we had, who's my guy in China? Who is distributing the land equally to everyone? Wang Mang. Okay? So he's going to be just doing it. They're also doing it in the Americas. It's going to come from communal farming groups, more crops. However, everyone is forced to work on wealthy people's land. So it's not like the land is given to the people. Wealthy people own the land. They have to work the land. Slaves are going to be your debtors and children sold into slavery. If you had debt, you could sell your children. How many of you would not be here if your parents could sell you? John, I believe that. Just kidding, sweetie. Okay, so slaves are going to be debtors and children of debtors. Religion is polytheistic. This is the biggest thing you need to know about the Aztecs. They believed in blood-letting rituals, which means human sacrifices. Anytime you see blood-letting rituals, it's human sacrifice. Okay, so they have a ritual ball game. AP loves it. I don't know why people care about it. It's a ball game. If you lost, you died. If you lived, you were freed. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But we don't know how really the rules worked or anything like that, but there's a ritual ball game. All of your slaves are forced to play in it. And they created a calendar. The Aztecs had a calendar. They knew the Earth took 365 days to go around the Earth went around the sun in 365 days. It is not as precise as the Mayan, but it's pretty good. Your big god is the H god. Yeah, sorry. Is this guy. This is the only one you really need to know. H god. Okay, that's that guy. He's the most important god, and he required the blood sacrifice, or the human sacrifice. They built a temple in the middle of Tea City, which is pretty cool. I have to go into great detail with this for my honors kids, which is so much fun. They literally bring up the slaves to the top. You walk up these steps, and you walk all the way to the top. There's a stone table in the center of the table that's like perpendicular. You put your head off the edge. Well, not that you're doing it because you want to, but they put your head over the edge. They tie your hands down, and then a priest comes and literally cuts off your head. Well, they stab you in your chest. No, they cut off your neck, then stab you in the heart. So all you're doing is squirting everywhere. And in the center of like the stairway, there's like a slide. And because you're losing so much blood so fast, they flip you over and then you slide down a blood slide. And typically when they actually, I know, this is so cool, and I'm going through the details super fast for you. Typically they kill weekly they kill about 50 people a week. And they typically do it on one day. However, when the Spanish arrive in period 4, they do about 1,000 a week because they thought they weren't killing enough people. So they killed more, which is really cool. Could you imagine just the amount of blood? And then you have the guy at the bottom just moving the bodies out of the way, like 1,000. Like, that's crazy. Aztecs. They're pretty cool. All right, that's what you need to know for Aztecs. They have bloodletting or human sacrifice was used on criminals and enemy soldiers. All right. So other things you need to know, women were really supported for giving sons, especially to the military. If you were a woman who died in childbirth, you were seen as a hero as well. Although the Aztecs had, guys, if I'm saying stuff and looking at a piece of paper, it's probably a good thing. If the Aztecs were known for their military prowess, they're probably the strongest military we've seen in the Americas and will see. They have no standing army. No standing army. Okay. Women who give birth. Women who died giving birth equals heroes. So that's pretty cool. We usually get ignored, so that's nice. Floating cities, all that stuff. Okay. Keep in mind that your slaves are locals. They're not from other groups. They're locals. By the way, I'm being so kind right now. It's disgusting.
No,
So
it's not.
kind. It's disgusting.
We like this more often.
No, this is not how I live my life.
Well, people change. Change.
Sorry, I swear this is in your favor. I'm just making sure I covered what I needed to, you know? Is that okay with you?
Oh, that's perfect.
Alright. That's it for Aztecs. Alright, perfect. I covered what I need to. Alright, here we go. On your whiteboard, let's do this real quick. I am killing it. Alright, on your whiteboard, please tell me what is the most popular thing being produced in our urban cities during the high to late Middle Ages? What is the most popular product that's being produced in the high to late Middle Ages? Good, I got 1, 2, still 2, 3. No. Being produced. You don't really produce. It's weird, but they call it a harvest, a salt harvest. What is it? Cameron? Textiles. On your whiteboard, please tell me. Please tell me what is, during this period, we have a huge growth spurt in population. Why? What cute little nickname do we have for the growth of population because of this? What is this that's going to inspire growth population?
No.
No, not urbanization. I got 1. Ah, you're missing a thing. 2, 3. No, but it's part of it. What is it, Brenna? Second agricultural revolution. On your whiteboard, who is going to rise to dominate the Mediterranean Sea because of the Crusades directly? And also, they've been doing it for quite some time. What do we got, Campbell? Italy. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the god everyone's killing themselves for, or killing other people for? I can't be wrong. If I'm not even going to say it, how can I? But you think you can do it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Rookie, what is it?
All right, this is Rizzo Pocketoli.
Sounds good to me. All right, on your whiteboard, please tell me what is communal farming groups for the Aztecs? What are they called? Communal farming groups for the Aztecs. Good. Come on, Zach. Calapuli. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is one Arabic invention that will change Europe that we're still using today? Good. What is it, Will?
Numbers.
Numbers. On your whiteboard, please tell me what crusade is the only successful crusade for Christians? They will reconquer. What is it, Dom? First Crusade. On your whiteboard, please tell me, during the 4th Crusades, Christians sacked another Christian city. What Christian city was sacked? Good. Dow. Constantinople. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of an American civilization that's mostly known for its warrior state. They had the most intense warriors, but they weren't around that long, which is why we don't consider them the most influential of the states. What do we got? John? Good. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is... give me the 2 reasons why the Toltecs fall. Give me 2 reasons why the Toltecs fall. Good. What is it, Grace? There you go. All right, I'll see you in 25 minutes, guys. Was that worth your time, ladies, if you're going to give up lunch? Good.